discussions and give us wisdom concerning the issues that we face. Lord, we give you the glory for what we have accomplished. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ma'am Ting. So, with that, sir, may I proceed as well with the acknowledgement of the attendees for today's meeting. Um, First in the list is the chairperson, who is another meeting. The vice chairperson, Attorney Joseph Ray Gumabon. Sir, good afternoon. Then the members, uh, Brigadier General Ernesto Armilo, the ADG 1, I 2. Sir, good afternoon. Then Engineer Raul Glorioso.
Present, the Attorney
Present.
General.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Engineer Raul Glorioso.
Good afternoon to the chair and to fellow BAC members.
Then, thank you, sir. Then Engineer Cecilio Ortiz. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay.
Present online.
Then for uh, Engineer Jose Sogi uh, also present, sir.
Good afternoon, sirs.
Then for the technical working group members, we have Attorney um, Meridane B. Espiritu, technical working group head. Meridane. Okay. Then Mr. Joe Evangelista.
Good afternoon, sir.
Then Mr. Joe Marie Antonio Elio. Sir Joe.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Then we have also Mr. Alfred Destura. For the secretariat, yours truly, Attorney Godfrey Rabudo, the head secretariat, present. Miss Mary Christine Puyong, also present. Miss Sheila Gardoque. Okay. Miss Sheila Gardoque.
Yes, hi sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Then, Ma'am Rita Linda Pagunsan.
Yes, sir, online.
Okay. Mr. Roman Palibino. And that's all, Mr. Chair. And based on the attendees for this meeting, we have a quorum, sir.
Okay, let's go. Let's proceed to the first order of business. Let me see the agenda again.
Uh, yes, sir. Romar, paki-scroll down the agenda items for today's meeting. Romar. Romar. Sino?
Scroll down na po, sir.
Ay, pababa mo pa. Dun sa agenda items.
Yan po, sir.
All right. Let's see some mode of procurement, please. Pababa pa, please, to mode of procurement.
Romar, paki-baba pa. Okay. Yung sa, pati yung sa, ano ma'am, sa, Yan po sir, yung method of procurement lang po na isa. The same has been coordinated as well sa end user and dun sa procurement division sir.
Does this need any action from the back?
Ano lang sir, confirmation na lang po.
Commission. Okay.
Opo.
Let's discuss this first. Let's get it out of the way as this is the fastest. End user, can you present?
Sir Joe, sa ATS po, sino mag-present po nito?
Sa mode of procurement, attorney, correct?
Yes sir.
Yes.
Yes po.
For the mode of procurement of purchase of 500 reams A4 ATGSM bond paper, ATS recommends small value procurement. This project is for the AIS documents attached to all the AIP manuals of our AIS office.
So Joe, respectfully, members of the back, A4 bond paper is a common office supplies. So the mode of procurement here is should be shopping, not SVP.
Yes, as sorry, attorney. The correct name of the project is purchase of 500 reams A4 ATGSM yellow bond paper, attorney.
No, yellow bond paper.
Yes, yeah,
Yellow.
yellow bond
Okay.
paper.
Okay. Because of that clarification, then I stand corrected. Uh, then it's proper because yellow bond paper is not a common office supply, but a special kind of paper. No?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So I believe this is proper. Can there be a motion to confirm the mode of procurement recommended by the end user? Or Mr. End user, please move. Kasi ikaw yung ikaw yung proponent. So kindly move na lang.
Yeah, I, ATS recommends mode of procurement of a small value procurement for this project.
Is there a
We
second?
move to adopt this mode of procurement.
Seconded,
Will be a second. The motion is moved and seconded. The motion is carried. Technical working group, please prepare the resolution affecting the approved motion that the purchase of this bond paper will be through small value procurement. Yellow, please indicate yellow bond paper. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, let's go to the pre-procurement. Let's go to the first agenda items, please.
Romar, pakiakyat ulit. Yun sa agenda number sa procurement.
Okay po.
Oo.
Hindi lang ang umpisa.
Who's control of the presentation?
Sir, sir, information, sir, the item 3.1, wala pa yata yung mga taga-ADMS. Can we move to that item 3.2?
Okay, focus number two.
Yes, sir, 3.2, sir. Opo. Sa ATS, yung photocopier rental, non-colored and colored units in the amount of 1,176,000. Sir Joe, are you now ready to present?
Yes, Mr. Bug Chair, I will do the sharing for a while.
Sige.
To the Chair and the members of the BAC Secretariat and the members of the BAC, nakikita po yung aking sinishare po na screen.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. Request permission to proceed, sir.
Pakidugay na lang, sir. Pakidugay
Yes,
na
I
lang,
will.
sir.
Yep. Yes, sir. I will proceed now with the presentation. Attorney Buds, can I proceed now?
Proceed, go ahead.
Yes, yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Ito po yung Philippine bidding documents po for ATS project. The title is Rental of Photocopiers for ATS Facilities and Offices. The document is is prepared sa ating latest 6th edition as of July 2020. I believe ang documents, the RIS and PR, and the other documents are in place na nandun na po sa ating back secretariat. So ang papers po ng documents dito ay yung bidding documents na lang po ang ipipresent ng ATS. So again, yung title po ng ating project is a rental of photocopiers for ATS facilities and offices. Ang kanya pong ABC ay 1,176,000 pesos. Meron po siya sa ating approved 2021 APP under po sa rental expenses.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, may I suggest the presenter to speak louder,
Oh, sorry sir.
speak a little louder kasi medyo may parang nahising sound.
Opo.
Kindly speak louder
Yes, sir.
for
Thank you, sir.
okay, thank you.
Again, the complete name of the project is rental of photocopiers for ATS facilities and offices. Meron po siyang approved 2021 budget under rental expenses. Ang ABC po natin, approved budget of for the contract is 1,176,000 pesos.
So Jones, ano na tayo let's just, I just want to make
Yes, sir.
this fast. Where will this be located and how many?
We have, kung pupuntahan po natin yung technical specs, meron po tayong 5 non-colored and 5 non-colored photocopiers and 2 colored copiers. Ang ating 2 colored copiers po ay mapupunta po sa ating airspace and flight procedure designers at saka sa ating aeronautical information service operations. And
All of this will be in NCR set.
yes, yes sir. Sa operations po ito and
Look up,
ang
look up.
yes sir, meron po tayong mga location ng ating distribution list ng ating mga
This is essentially a service contract na trivia rental.
Yes sir. Opo.
But so why single year? Why not opt for 3 year na lang?
Yes sir. Yes sir, we are opting for a 3-year contract when
Okay.
approved. Yes sir.
No, it can be approved now. We change it to multi-year, but the ABC is for the first year alone.
Yes sir.
Sayang yung oras kasi if you're gonna do single year, next year procure na naman kayo ulit. So at least you just do public bidding
Yes sir, correct sir.
once every 3 years.
Yes sir. That's the plan. Opo.
Okay, then put it into motion that this can be
Yes, so the ATS, thank you, sir. The ATS end user is recommending that this project will be under a 3-year contract agreement.
Okay. All right. Are there any objections from members of the BAC? This is a service agreement. We are allowed to enter into multi-year service agreements for maximum 3 years.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
No objections from the members? Okay. For those who are unfamiliar of multi-year service agreements, very short lang na discussion. So we can publish this as a multi-year service agreement, 3-year contract. But the ABC will only cover the first year alone. Also, just because it's 3-year contract doesn't mean it's automatically renewed. At the end of the first year, the end user evaluate whether the services are satisfactory. So it would still be based on a performance evaluation on the delivery of the service at the end of the year. Then the end user can recommend its extension, not really extension, but its approval for second year contract. So pag ganun, hindi na po siya dadaan ng bidding. The hope can approve it upon the recommendation of the BAC for the second year. It's easier, para hindi din ganun kakain ng oras ng BAC na every time every year na procure ito.
Yes. Thank you,
Alright?
Mr. Chair.
So TWG, please take note to edit the arrangement into a multi-year agreement, and then the ABC should indicate it first year only.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Sir
Yes.
Ken.
What is this project presented as a multi-year project or contract?
It's being presented as a single
When the
year. I
budget
am
was
recommending.
proposed? When the budget was proposed?
Yes, I'm sure it is. It was. Pero even in multi-year agreements,
Can the end user, can the end
wait,
user
sir,
confirm
ako,
this?
sir, na ako,
Was
Sir
this
Ken.
proposed as a multi-year contract?
No, I doubt it was, sir, because right now the draft says single year. But it doesn't have an
Yes.
impact kasi on the budget.
So,
Because like even
so
our, Sir Ken, let me finish, please.
okay, okay. Go ahead.
Even in our security agreements or security bids, the budget is for the first year alone. What we publish is for the first year alone. Because so in terms of presentation in the budget versus presentation in the back, those are two different things. Kasi ang sa budget, based on cash-based budgeting system, kung ano lang naman pwede mong kainin na budget for that particular year, ang ipopropose mo eh. So ito, pag na-bid out natin ito for 3-year multi-service contract, then obligated na ito. What I'm saying is, every time during the finance committee hearing, all you need to present is, ma'am, this has been bidded out for 3 years, hindi na po niyo pwedeng slash yan because this is already obligation. So, even if it were presented before in the finance committee as a single year contract, it's inconsequential kasi wala naman siyang impact in terms of finances. Because we will still bid it out as a 3-year contract, 3-year multi-service contract, but the ABC reflects only the first year amount which was discussed in the finance committee. Do you yan po ang I'm only suggesting it para
Mr.
hindi
Chairman,
siya
I have
maging
no
leave out.
problem in, okay. Mr.
Kaya
Chairman, I have
hindi
no
ko
problem
maging
in
leave out
your
ang leave ba?
explanation. I just want a confirmation from the end user whether it was proposed as a 3-year contract or a single year contract.
Yes, sir. The proposal is for 1 year, and I abide and I go with the suggestion of the chair that after bidding this out, we can proceed with a 3-year contract to save time, and provided that the amount of the approved contract will still the same or lower.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, normally what we do, in a multi-year, is there is a provision for renewal, no? But we don't approve for a 3-year contract since this was a proposed as a single-year contract.
I object to that, Mr. Ken, because a renewal is different from a multi-year contract. A renewal will only be a service contract can be renewed for a maximum of 1 year. All right? Iba siya pag if it's a multi-year contract, you already have a 3-year lock-in. When you say 3-year lock-in, that means for 3 years you don't have to bid it again, and there is no renewal in that period. You evaluate the services during the first year, whether the end user would like to proceed or would like to recommend the implementation of the second contract. Then the 3rd year. In the event that during the 3rd year there was no procurement held, the contract can be extended to a period of 1 year in order to accommodate another procurement process. Kung hindi kasi, kung magsi-single year contract lang tayo, first year 1, magano to, next year you will be obligated to procure again, to go through this public bidding process again, which is very tedious and time consuming. If we cannot do it, then the law allows us to extend for a maximum period of 1 year. In contrary to just already bidding it out for a multi-year contract, a 3-year contract, which is allowed, which there's a GPPB circular that allows it, then we save time. We have become more efficient. I hope everyone is, I hope I'm being understood properly. I'm just suggesting this because malaki pong kain ng oras yung procurement process. And to do it every year, when you're allowed to do it once every 3 years, would be much more efficient.
I don't have any objection, Mr. Chairman, if it was proposed as a 3-year contract. unfortunately, it's proposed as a single-year contract, and we can provide
So
provision in the
a
contract
proposal in the
for
finance
renewal.
committee is different from a proposal in the back. The proposal in the finance committee refers to your planned expenditures in the next fiscal year. Eh, ganun pa rin naman eh. We are going to present it as a procurement. Wala namang ABC changes. The ABC is going to be published as first year alone. 1.1 million for the first year alone. And then during the second year, naka-project ka na rin kasi meron ka ng 3-year contract eh, na during the finance committee, you can just say na ma'am, ito na po yung approved contracts namin, ito po yung lifespan. So hindi na siya subject to deliberation in the finance committee. Subject na siya to an automatic appropriation of funding or budget because you already have an existing contract. Now, if you really want to oppose it that way, sir, then okay, let's put it on a vote. Para you know, no, the question here lang ako, I'm suggesting it as a
I agree with you, with Mr. Chairman. Let's put it to a vote. I want to propose a single-year contract with a renewal clause in the contract.
members. There is a motion for only for a single year contract. To divide the house, I guess. There is a motion to divide the house, and the motion is that the ATS photocopier and service agreement rental it will only be for 1 year. Sana next time maka-zoom tayo. Ang hirap nito.
Yes, sir. Ano po?
Would it be possible for the Secretariat to flash GPPB Circular 2003-07? Or was it 207? Wait a minute, I'm looking for it. Attorney Buds, it's GPPB Circular 006-03. Can you search guidelines for extension of contracts for general services? And can you flash it on screen? I would like to emphasize to the members of the BAC that a multi-year contract for general services, such where the photocopier service is allowed under the law.
Sir, I'm searching na rin, sir. Opo.
And what the difference is between renewal versus multi-year?
Sir, nakikita po ba? May nakikita na mo kayo, sir? Meron na po, sir.
Yes, attorney, naka-flash na sa monitor.
Ito ba, sir?
Yes, this is the point of Sir Ken. This is the renewal clause, you know. So if we have 1 year contract, we are allowed to extend it for another 1 year. And this is the basis of Sir Ken's position. I would like to show the basis of a multi-year agreement so that we are not going to be doing this on an annual basis or even biannual. Sayang po oras, sir, eh.
Again, Mr. Chairman, I have no objection for a 3-year contract as long as it is proposed by the end user.
Why is it so difficult for me to propose it? Is it irregular for the chairman of the BAC to propose an efficient manner?
I think the end user is in the best position to propose
We can adapt. You can adapt naman my recommendation. The BAC can adapt my recommendation. I'm just sharing with you my knowledge of procurement. Does it have to be does it have to be that the initiative must emanate solely, singularly from the end user? Is there a monopoly of good ideas?
I believe the proponent has the basis why they propose a single-year contract against a 3-year contract. Or else they need to revise their proposal to the bank.
So that's convoluted. Sir Joma, why did you propose a single year instead of a 3-year contract?
Actually, sir, ATS in my capacity is not very familiar with the 3-year contract. And nasanay po ang ATS na lahat ng aming ginagawang mga proposals sa aming PPNP is naka-lump into 1 year. Then when it came out na itong may mga pwede kayong makapag-extend tayo ng mga contracts, kasi meron po kaming isang rental, sir, last year na 1-year contract din po at nagkaroon po ng expiration at naputol po yung contract. And I'm happy na bring up po na para hindi po again maging tedious yung yung processes ay ma-adapt po yung yung 3-year contract na binabanggit niyo po, kasi meron po kaming experience last year, nag-end po siya 1-year contract lang po. And because of that, yung aming proposal na lang na 1 year lang is if it's kung pasok po doon sa sa financial aspect po ng principle na after ng mangyari po itong project, magkaroon po ng ipapasok po naman sa another year budget po, sir.
May I respectfully request for a 5-minute recess? I will find the legal basis for multi-year contracts to show to the BAC before we divide the house.
Thank you, sir.
Second the motion.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I am ready to add additional arguments on why a multi-year agreement should be allowed. Can we resume? Mr. Secretary, can we resume?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, first, once again, I repeat that this is a pre-procurement conference on this particular project. So ano po ang pre-procurement conference? This is the time when the members of the BAC will be able to see the TOR and make revisions thereon before it is subject to publication. So in the presentation of ATS of their project of procuring this rental of photocopiers, it was shown that it was only for a single year. Now I counter proposed that why just do a single year when we are allowed to do multi-year or a maximum of a 3-year contract plus renewable pa for another or renewal or for extension for another year, you know. So under the GPPB, in a similar case, ang sinasabi dito is we are not prohibited. In the case of government-owned and controlled corporations, it is prudent to validate if the governing board is authorized to enter into multi-year contracts under the GOCC's enabling law or corporate charter, and if there is an additional budgetary authority similar to the multi-year obligational authority required for the purpose. So multi-year MYOBs or multi-year operational budgets is a process with the DBM for the line agencies for the departments, but it's not applicable to GOCCs, especially to CAAP, where we enjoy fiscal autonomy. That means that it is our board that determines our own budget and approves our budget and allows it to be disbursed. Siguro, ang magre-review lang sa atin in terms of our fiscal autonomy would be the GCG or Congress itself. Now, with those two legal concepts combined, first, we have a multi-year contract na yung we always, it was presented as the first year budget is 1.1 M. If we are going to enter as a BAC, if we decide to change the procurement documents into a 3-year contract, ganun pa rin yan, 1.1 yan per year. No? The contractor will be allowed to present a contract amendment or a variation order with justifications like inflation, force majeure, ganyan. Pero in MOIC multi-year contracts, it's the same ABC per year. Per year na yan. Fixed na yan. So, can we do it in terms of procurement? Yes, we can. Ano po ang impact niyan in terms of our corporate operating budget? Wala. Wala po talaga. Kasi even if this first year, if we go into a single year contract, 1.1 M, naka-budget na ito. The contract expires. But even before that it expires, the end user will go to the finance committee na kailangan namin ito ulit next year. Magre-renew kami. So, they will budget again 1.1 M. So, it's still the same process, even if we go to renewal or multi-year. What is being saved here is the time of the BAC in convening and doing this entire procurement process on its own. So, yan po yung take on that. I just want it to be more efficient. I do not believe there should be a monopoly on good idea BAC committee. We do enjoy a huge latitude of discretion under 9184. When we decide, it's decided as a committee. That's why we can divide the house and the rule of the majority will prevail. So here, this is really just for purposes of efficiency. So that is my presentation for that. I presented you the renewal contract, but there is also a GPPB non-policy opinion on multi-year contracts na in GOCCs. What is important is our board is allowed. Is our board allowed? Yes, it is. The board has allowed multi-year contracts for our security services, which we have bidded out last year. the board has allowed several contracts for multi-year service arrangements, precisely to prevent to remove the burden of keep on procuring these things that are occurring or needed regularly. So with that, let's go back to the motion on the floor. The motion is whether or not the motion propounded by Sir Ken is that the ATS contract for photocopier should only be single year contract. So can we?
Mr. Chairman, can
Yes, sir,
I
Ken.
clarify my position? My position is this, as long as the end user proposes a 3-year contract and it is allowed under the law, we will proceed with the procurement. Unfortunately, the proposal is for a single-year contract by the end user. Knowing the basis, and you have presented it, I think it is now up to the ATS procurement for this project, into a 3-year contract. I think that's all, Mr. Chairman.
So do you withdraw your motion to split the house and return it back to the ATS?
No, I am not in agreement that the BAC is proposing on the mode or the nature of the project, because it is the work of the proponent.
That's
They should come up with this idea with complete information.
What is the purpose that the end user has a seat in the bids in the works committee as a provisional member for a particular project? And then they do not have a say.
They just need to resubmit it as a. No, I think they just need to resubmit it as a 3-year contract if that is what now their position, knowing the legal basis.
What stops us from just revising the bid documents right now, which is being presented, and it will be revised by the technical working group?
It's up to the BAC members, for the BAC to revise the proposal. But for my position, it is the end user. We should make a revision if they agree now that it's a 3-year contract.
The end user, I believe, Mr. Secretary, I believe the end user also had a previous motion to convert single year to multi-year.
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay. ATS, for purposes of clarity and order, can you clearly state your motion to revise the term single year into multi-year?
That is correct, Mr. Chair. ATS proposes that this project be turned into a 3-year contract.
And that the ABC reflected is on the first year alone, only.
That is correct. That is correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay. There's a move that the terms in. Can you flash, please? Can we please flash on screen?
Sir Joe, paki-flash yung sir. Yung
Maliit kasi.
Yung bid doc, Sir Joe.
For a while.
For a while po ha. Check ko yung
Attorney Watts, do you mean this page?
Mr. Chair, is this the page that you would want to answer? Or yung sa...
Along the bid documents.
Okay, Sir Joe.
Mr. Chair, Mr.
Yes.
Chair,
Yes, sir. Sir Jeremilo.
can I have a manifestation?
Yes, sir.
In the interest of time, and I observe that we are still in the starting point. While, of course, we resolve such issue, Maybe temporarily suspend that area or this item, and we go other items. Then if there's if time permits, we go back to just resolve the issue,
Right.
or else we will be back down. Not to mention it's already 3 p.m.
Sige po. ATS, would it be okay to defer this to the next back meeting na lang, and you repropose it to the back na with your revisions sa on your bid documents.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Okay lang po.
Okay, let us defer this matter, or the end user will input their revisions or presentation again to the back. Thank you, but thank you also for the academic discussion regarding this. Let's move to the next.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. May I request also the box, sir, that we go back to item 3.1. ADMS is now ready, sir. Sir Colonel Valentin Janela, sir, will you present this project, sir? Yung consultancy services. Sir Valentin, Colonel.
Yes,
Will you present the project, sir? Yung consultancy services, sir? Sa Davao?
Sir,
Si Ma'am Maribeth? Ikaw po ba, Ma'am Maribeth?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you ready to present, ma'am?
Yes, sir. I'm ready to present.
Okay. Sige, ma'am, paki-flash na po yung presentation. Okay, thank you.
Pwede kami ito, okay yan. I-transcribe mo.
Okay, are we?
Yan na lang, ayan. Here.
Yes, sir. Pinaprepare na yung presentation. Yes, sir.
Tanungin mo na lang mo. Hindi ko nakikita.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Procurement of consultancy services for detailed engineering for expansion of passenger terminal building at Davao International Airport. The ABC of the project is 13,639,200 pesos. The bid document is 28,000. The shortlist for this is rating factor, applicable experience of the firm, with points weight 30, qualification or key organic personnel who may be assigned to the project 50 points, job capacity or absorption capacity of additional work other than those currently being undertaken 20 points, with a total of 100 points. The evaluation bid using the quality cost-based evaluation or selection. The duration of the project is 210 calendar days.
Madam, go back up.
Yes? Yes?
Are you sure about QCBE? Do you know the difference between quality cost-based evaluation and quality-based evaluation?
Yan po yung dati natin sa sir? Sa Davao. Na revise lang, hindi na natin binago. Yung
Yeah, but do you know what is QCBE versus QBE? Okay, I don't know. I don't want to. No, sorry, this is not a pop quiz. Ang ano kasi, the quality cost-based evaluation, you are going to determine the consultancy on two major factors. The qualifications of the consultant and the cost of the bid. I mean, the financial proposal versus a quality-based evaluation wherein the only factor is the the qualification of the consultant and the financial offer is no longer considered. Kumbaga, nagbigay ka na kasi ng budget, kung sino ang the best dyan, napasok sa budget, okay na yan. Yan yung QBE. Ang QCBE is may budget ka, pero nagpa-bidding ka pa sa within that. No? Meron ka pang sino na pinakamagaling plus sino pa pinakamura. Yan yung quality cost base. Now, QCBE is longer than QBE.
Okay.
Yan yung gusto kong ipaano sa inyo, paiwatig na nakatatlong field biddings na ito and medyo time is of the essence on this project. Are you, as end user, really sure that you want it on a longer procurement mode rather than a faster legal one also?
So, parang minamadali kasi sir, doon na lang sa shorter mode.
Then propose that it be under quality-based evaluation.
Okay, sir.
Sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Pretty.
Yes, tanong ko lang din po sa end user, if yung ginamit na po nilang PBD is 6th edition,
Ma'am?
yung 6th edition po,
Nalin, ma'am?
na PBD, yung pong 6th edition yung July 2020,
6th edition, July. Yung... Wait lang, mama. Ano yung ginawa yung PBD?
Hello po, good afternoon. Yung sa bidding ko, yung may 6th edition lang po ng bidding documents is yung infrastructure tsaka goods. Yung consultancy po, yung 5th edition pa rin siya.
thank you po.
Okay, water lang please. So, end user, ano ba? QBE, are you recommending QBE? Members of the BAC, for your education also and guidance, in the procurement of consultancy services, there are two selection procedures that can be used by the procuring entity. That is quality cost-based evaluation and the quality-based evaluation. As I've said, in terms of the quality, the simpler mode is QBE, quality-based evaluation. Nag-set po tayo ng budget, 13 million. Tapos, sa lahat, ang ating determination lang of the consultants or the winning bidder is we will determine the highest, most responsive bidder. That means highest qualifications. Never mind the cost. Basta hindi lang lumampas ang kanilang financial proposal sa ABC natin. So yan yung mapipilit. That's quality-based evaluation. Quality cost-based evaluation will undergo two evaluation stages. The first stage is the to determine kung sinong pinaka-competent, sinong highly qualified consultant. Tapos, in the next phase, the second phase will be anong kanilang financial proposal, kung sinong pinakamura. So, those are two major steps, no, in the quality cost based evaluation. So it's one step longer, so it takes more time. Basically, you may have the best consultant at the best price versus a middle consultant with a lower price at pwedeng manalo tong middle consultant because of the may grade point system kasi yan. So, yan yung binabato ko sa ADMS na if you are or ano ba ano bang nakasanayan niyo ADMS, quality based or quality cost based, but the shorter road is quality based.
Quality-based. Yes, sir. Wait lang, sir, ah.
This is guys, the intent really here is for us to maximize the time kasi the project is Davao Airport. Alam naman natin kung sino nasa Davao and tataka na kami bakit tatlong beses na to na fail. This has been bidded before 3 times. And it takes long. It takes long because the failure is not on the opening of the bid, but after a deep evaluation by the technical working group.
Yes, Mr. Chair, as per our head, ano lang po, based evaluation.
Can you repeat again?
Quality cost based evaluation. UCBE.
Alright. Okay. I won't argue with you anymore than that. Sige, let's proceed.
Section. Bid data sheet. Evaluation is QCBE. Funding source, the government of the Philippines through the fund of the Department of Transportation Downloaded Infrastructure Project. The minimum requirement of professional staff, and the terms of reference. the program of works, that's all po.
Can we go back to your invitation to bid?
Invitation. Yes.
Mr. Secretariat, Attorney Buds, do we have a regular schedule for Bac Bravo?
Wala naman po, sir.
Okay.
It should be dependent as well dun sa availability na rin po ng mga end users as well as yung mga members of the BAC, sir. And kung ready na yung ipipresent nilang mga documents po.
Alright, if there is no more problem with the bid documents and the terms of reference, then they should already be scheduled for posting and procurement.
Yes, sir. We'll coordinate na lang po sa end user together with yung sa technical working group na representative ng ADMS for the scheduling of the activities for this procurement project, sir.
All right. And user, can you please move for the adoption of these bid documents and approval to proceed with public?
Yes. Request was to move and request for posting, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second na po siya, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. The motion is moved and seconded. The bid docs and TOR is approved. End user, please coordinate with the Secretariat and Technical Working Group on the schedule of posting and public bidding. It should coincide with the regular sessions or meetings of the PAC. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next agenda, please.
Next in the agenda, Mr. Chair, is the construction of ATS building. Sir Alfredo, are you now ready to present? Sir Alfredo?
Hello, sir. Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. Are you now ready, sir?
Actually, sir, na-surprise na kami nito kahapon na maisali ito ngayon sa pre-procurement kasi we're waiting for the ang budget ito kasi kaya hindi kami gano'n nakapag-prepare kasi part doon sa consultancy na kumuha ito nag-design ito sa building namin is yung mag-present dito sa procurement process para doon sa last na nila to comply 15% dun sa So wala akong time makapag-coordinate sa kanila kagad dun sa mga big documents na i-present sa Bali part ito dun sa kanilang contract na mag-present sa back ng mga technicalities ng So lang ako kasi hinihintay namin yung budget. Akala namin hindi pa maisasali sa sa BAC
Sir Al,
presentation.
okay, so you're not yet ready to present. Pero if we can defer this to the next meeting, can you also confirm with finance if the
Yes,
budget for this building is still present? It's huge. It's 100 million, and if it's present, matagal pa po itong ma-implement. Baka kaya pa ma-realign to other more important matters. I mean, the procurement can go on, pero
sir.
ang pondo kasi na 100 million can be to more important activities na CAAP. So,
Yes, sir.
paki-confirm
Yes, sir.
if the budget is still present.
Yes, sir. Yeah, ano sa budget.
So,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
let's defer this for the next meeting.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Next agenda, please.
Yes, sir. The next agenda for today is the institutional contract with Julia Credit Provider for the provision of consultancy services for the establishment of the CAAP Competency Framework Phase 1 for the CAAP Central Office. Ma'am Juliet Boyser, are you the one presenting this project, the procurement project? Ma'am Juliet, or?
And back members, I'm here po.
Ma'am Juliet, ikaw po yung magre-present?
Yes po.
Okay. Sige po, ma'am. Pwede na yung presentation mo, ma'am?
Yes sir, i-open ko lang po, sandali lang po.
Okay, ma'am. Sige, sige po.
Wala tayong represent niya. Kita yung PPP. Sabi sa akin, gawa ng parang yun. Sa ganitong points.
Hello, can you see po the material on the screen po?
Yes, ma'am. We can see na po.
Okay. Magandang hapon po ulit. In behalf of Ms. Vanny and Sir Wilmar, I would like to share with you our proposal for the... Pwede na po ba?
Pause muna, and please mute those who are not speaking. Mr. Secretariat, I was just informed by Engineer Suki that we lost internet connection.
Kasi kung gano'n tayo, maghahanap sa akin ng yun, bayan.
Okay, sir. Sir Alfredo, please, paki-mute po yung Okay po. Sige, sir, ako.
Sir, Attorney Babs, can you please confirm if we still have a quorum? Kasi si Sir Suki cannot get back in na putulan sila ng internet because of the weather conditions. Attorney Babs?
Yes, sir. Bilang ko lang, sir. Two, three. We still have the quorum, sir, out of the 7. You are 4 right now. Si Sir General Milo, kayo po, sir. Si Sir Ken, tsaka si Sir Raul Glorioso.
Alright. Sige, pwede pa proceed. Let's proceed.
Yes, sir. Yes po.
Okay, thank you sir, thank you attorney, thank you members. Okay, just to give you po a very brief background of the proposed HR competency framework. As you know po, rini-require po tayo ng CSE towards merit and excellency in human resource, as well as in support of ISO certification. And this is also a requirement of the GCG to measure competencies of employees. As you know, our existing system, which uses position description forms and qualification standards, are not enough to really measure competencies of employees. Therefore, we are moving towards this framework. However, we cannot just buy from any consultant because of the nature of the work of CAAP. So we have prepared here 2 stages for the competency framework, given that we're also under reorganization. Let me just skip to the expected output. As you can see here, there will be three outputs of the consultant: the core values and core competencies, and lastly, the functional competencies. So, yung core values and core competencies po, dapat lahat po ng mga empleyado, meron po sila nito sa ating mga job descriptions that includes knowledge, skills, and values. And meron pong way to measure if they are in a low level or a high level or a medium level. And then the functional competencies po will be for each job description na po yan. However, for our proposal, we only want to do phase 1 at this point, which is A and B. The consultant output will be A and B first. That's why we are proposing a 2.1 million budget for this. And yung pong functional competencies will come after the reorganization project has been finalized. Pag approve na po yon, that's when we can go into the second phase and letter C, so that meron na pong mga descriptions bawat isa po na job functions or job responsibilities. As of now po kasi, 251 ang mga positions po natin. However, after the reorganization, we don't know how many job descriptions we will need to define. So, yung letter C po, pwede po siyang mabago after the reorganization. But the A and B po will stay the same regardless of how many positions we have. So, yan po yung magiging output po niya. And then the engagement will be through focus group discussions online, not just with HR, but also key leadership positions in all services and offices po. So we hope to do this within 6 months after the contract has been awarded. And hopefully po, we will also be able to use this. The last part of the project is the training that will be given to HR and other admin-related positions that will be helping implement this CAAP-wide. So, paano po siya gamitin in recruitment, paano po siya gamitin for performance evaluation, yung mga ganun po. So, essentially, that is the gist of this project. If there are any questions, sir, thank you po.
First of all, Jet, I need to reconcile the necessity of delegating these job descriptions that you're going to do here, considering that the reorg project also did the same thing. In fact, the Willis Towers drafted the job descriptions for all positions, and also the reorg project is about to conclude. Last week, the Willis Towers Watson just did a final report presentation to the DG, and the DG has given his insights and inputs, and then we're now on the final revision for presentation again in this time. So, question is, can we put this on hold for maybe 2 months? Wait for the reorg project to finish, and then see, number one, see if the output of the reorg project addresses the concerns. Kasi if you're gonna do an editing or a revision of the job descriptions, then that's also part of the reorg plan that will go through GCG.
Yes, sir.
Natapos natin ang reorg project, may mga job descriptions na doon. Dinescribe na lahat ng qualifications, QS, because of that project. And then we come up again with another project doing partial works of the first one, then you're gonna undertake a GCG process again. Is that correct?
Allow me po to clarify, Attorney.
Okay.
We are not going to rewrite the job descriptions that have been prepared by Willis Towers. I've also reviewed the report that was provided. What we are going to do is to have a competency framework which lists down the basic competencies that is required by CAAP when it is going to hire or evaluate. It is a tool. It is not, we are not going to make job descriptions. It is a tool to assess an employee if he has sufficient knowledge, skills, attitudes, values, and attributes that is sufficient for that position. It is a tool for measurement po, sir. And then, yun sir, so hindi po siya redundant with existing with what Willis Towers is doing. Actually, it complements it, sir.
Yeah,
And,
okay, I got that point. Okay, I got that point very clearly. Can you flash it again? But then you also pointed out that right now the TOR reflects only the current OSSP. So still, there is information from the reorg project that is necessary or vital to your project.
definitely, sir. Except that we just want to start the project because we have been hounded by the GCG that our performance scorecard po is butas. Out of all the elements that we are being rated on, yung pong productivity and competencies of employees lang po ang hindi natin ma-measure because nga po we don't have this tool. So then if we start only with the phase 1 po na sinasabi nga po kanina which is A and B po sana, then we can do the measurement of existing employees and competencies, and then we can revise it or we can add later on. So
can you flash the TOR?
Okay po.
Ito, competency-based, okay, number 2 lang, number 2.
Sir, kaya po, we are requesting po na this will be done in 2 phases. Yung phase 1 po, ito lang pong number 1, A, and number 1, B. Yung number 2 po, hindi po niya gagawin. Hindi pa po natin ipapagawa sa consultant.
Okay. So, are you going to do a second procurement?
Sir, we need your advice on that, sir. Kasi we will do the phase 2 kapag po natapos na nga po yung reorg.
Then you should just remove the items that should not be in the scope of work. You should just remove it from the TOR to avoid confusion. Kung ano ipapagawa mo, yan lang nakalagay sa TOR.
Sige po.
Kasi, you know, you're gonna have a problem. If that is your representation, tapos then we tell the consultants na hindi mo pala gagawin ng number 2.
Yes, of course.
During the time of billing, hindi sila makapag-complete billing because accounting is gonna tell them, oh, saan yung ebidensya that you did number 2?
Yes.
If you're gonna have a specific scope of work for the consultant, yan lang ang pwedeng mag-appear sa TOR. Can you revise it to reflect that information properly?
Understood, sir. We can send it to you by tomorrow.
Okay, but unfortunately, I would have to defer this matter for another presentation.
Okay po. Understood. Thank you so much.
Okay, anything more? Sige, para isa parang ano ba, baka sa sunod, baka marami ka pang, marami pang ibang mali. Ano pa bang, dito, Miss Boyser? Tapos na yung presentation niyo?
Uh, Tapos na po. Actually, sir, yun lang man po yung output and anything that's related to that po, alisin ko na lang po.
Okay. Sige, pag-i-present na lang ulit. And kung may questions, feel free naman to set a meeting with the technical working group and with me para mag-small group lang tayo bago natin i-present siya to the committee kasi sayang oras na committee.
Oo nga.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's defer this for the next meeting subject to the revisions. Pasensya kayo guys, ganito talaga ang pre-procurement. Medyo we have to polish the terms of reference because the terms of reference in the bid documents will be yan yung yan yung binding agreement with the general public when we post this for bidding, So ito yung primary document kaya kami sa legal medyo stricto kami when it comes to this. Otherwise matouch move tayo sa bidding. We've experienced bidding na ang dami talagang tanong ng mga prospective bidders, bakit ganito yung bid docs natin? Minamasama lang binibigyan ng kulay kung hindi natin na plancha. Alright, Mr. Secretariat, can you please flash the next agenda?
Yes, sir. Romar, kindly flash the agenda. But the next agenda, Mr. Chair, is item 3.5, which is the procurement of certification services for CAAP under ISO 901-2015 Quality Management System in the amount of 3 million. The end user is the Strategic Planning Division, but I believe Captain Romel Kadingan would present. Sir? Captain Kadingan? Captain Romel?
Captain Romel, please, welcome.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Kayo po ba magpe-present nitong project, sir?
Yes, actually, I'm only the deputy, but the city planning are willing to answer this project. Rads, nandiyan ka ba?
Okay. Sige, sir. Miss Rads,
Hello, good afternoon po.
you have the bidding documents?
Yes po, we'll flash it po, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, Miss Rads. Sige, Miss Ras, please discuss. With the permission of the chair. Ms. Rads, before that, may we acknowledge again Mr. Jose Sogi, who is with us again. Mr. Sogi, good afternoon.
Apologies po, members of the BAC, at nakulang po kami ng internet eh.
Okay, sir. Sige po. So, Ms. Rads. Sige, Ms. Rads.
Okay, good afternoon po, sir. So, I believe this is already our second try para po sa permit of certifying body for the ISO 9001-2015 certification of CAAP. Bali po, it's all the same lang po siya sa last year, yung sa TOR po namin. We have the amount is 3 million.
Hello, Attorney Bads. Can I sub po for Miss Raj? Nag-intermittent daw po yung internet niya.
Okay, si ano to? Si
Carla po.
Miss Carla, sige. Okay, sige, sige.
Good afternoon po. Bali, to continue po yung sinasabi ni Miss Raj. Bali, rebid na po ito. And then, yung nabago po dito sa TOR namin po, yung amount po ng project, ginawa na po namin siyang 3 million from 2 million. Since yun po yung naging problem po dun sa last time na TOR, dun sa amount po. And then, naging QBE na po yung ano niya, sir. Evaluation bids using the QBE as suggested po ng TWG. And then, ito po, flashing po sa screen yung eligibility check and shortlisting criteria po. 60% for applicable experience and qualification of the company, and then 20% po for qualification of personnel who may be assigned to the job, 20% for the current workload relative to capacity. And ito po yung sa approved certificate of budget allocation po namin. Yung revised na po, 3 million. And then details of expenditures po. That's all po. And then the project po pala will be completed. Ang target po is 1 year.
Hindi sir, yung ano na lang, information din ng back secretariat, si Attorney Buds na.
Okay po, ma'am. I-ano na lang po namin to, i-revise na lang po.
Okay, thank you.
Attorney Buds, that will be all po.
Okay. Yung terms of reference, hindi namin di-discuss? Or na-discuss na before?
Actually, discuss na po siya before yun sa previous. Bali, same lang naman din po siya sa dito sa TOR na to, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Chair, the end user present author is now finished presenting. I think mag-motion ka na siguro sa inyong end user for the adoption.
Okay, sir, but request po, motion for posting na po.
Then seconded for this project.
Okay. Wait lang po, sir. Mr. Chair, sir, Tony JR. Sir? Tony JR, sir? Wait lang po, sir, Parang ano yata si Mr. Chairman. While waiting, Carla, let us discuss na lang yung mga material dates for the procurement activities subsequent for this after this reprocurement.
Okay po, Attorney Buds.
Siguro kung ka bukas, ka bukas sa back office afternoon, so yun.
Okay po, sige po.
Okay.
Pwede humingi din ng copy ng PBD nyo.
Sige po, okay po.
Pa-email na lang. Thank you.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Okay, may message. May, sorry. May ayas lang rin siguro. Nasa 6th edition na rin. Ay, consultancy pala to, no? Okay. So, can you repeat the Carla, yung motion para ma-formalize natin itong adoption ng bidding documents as well as yung request for the posting of this procurement project.
Sir, request to move po for posting and adoption po of the project.
Seconded for the motion to this project of the QMS.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
So, wala po si Mr. Chair. So, wala rin si Mr. Chair, sir. Naka lang. But we have still a quorum.
Kaya nga, who is the vice chair? Siya na rin palang vice chairman, ano?
Oo nga po, sir.
Asan si Sir JR?
May message lang po siya dito sa group natin, sir, na Attorney Buds, please go on, need to attend to urgent matter in LS. Yun lang sabi niya, sir.
So,
what's the pleasure of the members of the BAC?
A quorum has to, somebody to resign. But, of course, Attorney Bud.
Yes, sir.
A member of the, yeah. May I ask the Secretariat, how is the present ruling on that? If the chairman and vice chairman is not present, can anybody from the members assume?
Based on the rules of succession of the sir, siguro we could, since may quorum naman, the problem really is sino yung among the members yung magtitake.
Yeah.
Yan yung problema, sir. So, kaya po, sir.
No, what I am concerned is that how will be this we will put in minutes kasi mga ito eh. It will be formalized. It will be read by concerned personnel.
Yes, sir.
Review. So that the language will be affected. So it was suspended, something like that. There must be a reason.
Sige, sir. If I may, sir, if I may suggest, siguro we pause for break 5 to 10 minutes, then i-clarify kay Bossing JR if he intends to go back.
Sir, I will na lang, ask Attorney JR na lang.
Okay.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I have to discuss an important matter here. What's the issue on the table?
Sir, the end user for this project, sir, dun sa ISO certification consultancy services is now moving to adopt the bidding documents. Yes, sir.
Yes, there was a move and duly seconded, but because Attorney JR a while ago is attending an urgent matter. So I asked the Secretariat what's the pleasure of them and what is the present ruling in case.
It's okay. Okay lang, sir. I'm back na, so that's smooth. Are there any objections to the bid docs? Are there any observations pa? Okay, then can we go to the user?
I already moved and duly seconded, Mr. Chair.
For the adoption of the bid documents and sir, can you repeat the motion that was moved and seconded?
The end user, maybe we will ask the end user the complete one, the complete statement as she has said a while ago. for recording purposes.
Okay, sir. Request to move but for posting and adoption of the project.
Okay. And the motion was seconded.
Seconded, Mr. Chair.
Okay, motion is moved and seconded. Motion is approved. Okay, next agenda, please.
Sir, the next agenda is the discussion of the various projects for ADMS. But before we proceed, Mr. Chair, would like to clarify lang with the end user, ano itong i-discuss kasi the chairperson, the DDJ intends also to know what specific matter the ADMS would want to discuss these various projects or survey and appraisal services.
Okay.
Any representative po sa ADMS? Colonel Janela, sir? Colonel, sir? Colonel? Colonel Junela, sir?
Or anyone from ADMS who can was eligible.
Oo, sir. Joe Evangelista? Are you knowledgeable about this one?
Good afternoon, attorney. With regards the discussion the following project for item number 5, 5.1 to 5.4, I tried to ask some of the engineers on our survey division but to no avail kasi nakabiyahe sila majority. And ang advice lang sa akin is si Engineer Lolita Hubay is knowledgeable about this matter wherein nakabiyahe rin po siya ngayon.
So, siguro before we, with the permission of the chair, siguro before we, kasi sila rin nagpa-agenda kasi, so, we'd like to know specific, pakisabi na lang, Joe, mag-inform na lang the specific matter that would be discussed, ano ba to, para for the appreciation na rin ng mga back members. Whether pre-procurement na ba to or ano ba talaga yung issue pa dito.
Okay, copy, attorney. Once again, I'll try calling ngayon. I'll be
Okay.
back for a while.
Sige. Or, sige, we will, siguro, in the interest of time, Mr. Chair, siguro, we'll, na lang, coordinate na lang sa end user, the ADMS. Ano yung specific matter na concern po dito?
To the chair. To the chair.
Attorney Buds, what's going on now? What's the pressure?
May gustong sabihin muna si sir, si Sir Raul.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think I do understand na itong survey and appraisal for the site acquisition with respect to 4 airports. Ang alam ko may TOR na yan. Pwede nating ma-check kung bidding documents na yung pinadala ng ADMS.
Okay. No objection on that.
Sir, yung sa Pamlen?
Would we know why this was submitted for discussion rather than procurement? See, who wants to speak? Please state name and...
Attorney Len po ito, Len Paleo.
Okay, go ahead, Len.
Nag-coordinate po ako with ADMS through Engineer April Purganan on these 4 items. Wala pa po siya kasing bid docs. Po sana ma-clarify the process it will undergo with regard to back procedures po.
Okay na lang, just na lang to schedule a meeting with the TWG for the guidance. Huwag naman sa entire committee. Kasi pwede lang naman to na small group na discussion lang. Pwede lang naman dumiretso sa TWG para mag-guide siya. Okay?
Yes po.
Kung yan naman ko lang intent, and so ano na lang, pwede namang bukas naman yung pintuan ng technical working group at namin dito sa legal to help them prepare planning on this. Alright, yun na lang po. Let's just defer this until it's ready for presentation as a pre-procurement project. Okay, with that, no other matters?
None with respect to the secretariat, sir, unless the other members of the BAC has something for these other matters po.
None from my side, Mr. Chair.
Alright.
None for me, Mr. Chair.
Well, with that, this afternoon has been very productive. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Can there be a move to adjourn?
Move to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Okay. Before we move in adjourn, I would just like to extend, especially to the Air Traffic Service, my deepest condolences for the loss of a very valued colleague, Sir R.C. Carabejo. Sobrang nakakalungkot. I've worked with him very closely sa CNS ATM. So guys, triple ingat tayo. It's really real. COVID is so real, and it's sometimes it's just to compare. So, ATS, sobrang nalulungkot ako para sa inyo at nalulungkot ako para sa buong CAAP and for the family of
Salamat po. Let's continue praying po.
Yes, sir. Sirs, advise the family of Mr. Carabeo to visit our HR. We have an insurance policy in place for our people. Please coordinate sa masabihan lang sila na yung kanilang insurance policy, lumapit sila sa HR para mag-claim. Yes, at may burial assistance na kaya nilang makuha as soon as possible. All right?
Sir, I will. Yes, sir, I will.
Okay. This is our policy with Coco Life, so it's still standing. So let's avail of it para to sa mga tao natin. Okay? Thank you so much, gentlemen. Meeting's adjourned. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sir. Thank you po.